lots of people think that cannabis is just for smoking, but when they hear this song, they'll learn there's more to toking. 25,000 different things we can make from it, and if we give it a chance, we'll save the blinking planet. Food, fuel and medicine, necessities for life, a benefit to all of us, our wonder and delight. Within this smelly weed, there's more than meets the eye, so much, much more than smoking, it can cleanse our dirty skies. Cannabis, cannabis will save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is a very useful weed. Cannabis, cannabis will save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is very good indeed.
Hello, it's Hemp Works. It's time for hemp. Yeah, amazing. And tonight's guest, I've got Tom. He's Mr. Seedman. Hello, Mr. Seedman.
Hey there, Steve. How you doing?
I'm fine, mate. I'm really good. Yeah. It's being involved in this lovely cannabis movement at the moment, isn't it? Every day there's always good positive news coming through. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's definitely looking exciting.
It is exciting, isn't it? It's not just looking exciting. I'm finding it extremely exciting. Yes, and more states are falling by the day, and more countries are legalising, and more people are seeing the light, more and more people are seeing the sense. The writing is on the wall. So, Tom, seeds. You do seeds. I was looking at your website earlier. Nice site. Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
it's actually going to be redesigned very soon, but there's quite a lot of information there, a lot of different varieties, a lot of different cannabis strains from around the world.
yeah, you have indeed. I like the thought of the CBD ones. So should we just start with a bit of history? I was sort of reading through your CV, and you started life with the other, because I'm based in Sussex, I'm down in Hastings.
Yeah.
And of course, in the day, there was another very famous hemp company not so far away from me called Mother Hemp.
Absolutely. I started working with Mother Hemp when I was studying a degree in food marketing. My cousin started Mother Hemp with friends, and I got involved kind of because of my interest in hemp and green products, cannabis as a whole, and because my cousin was involved in it. It was,
And they were very enthusiastic, weren't they, at the time? When they first came to town, they were, I think there was three of them, weren't there? Bobby, Will, and Edward?
Henry.
Henry. Apologies, Henry. Yeah. And they really were very bubbly, very energetic, and it was nice.
They were all over. I think they put a lot of money into it. They had a lot of interest in it. They were growing it. They were making things. They were buying things, selling things, all sorts at the beginning. And then they narrowed it down to be selling hemp foods specifically.
Yes, I remember them well. Let's give them a time frame. That was sort of back about 99, wasn't it, I believe? 99.
99. I was working there when they were just starting to have a few issues in 2001, 2002.
Okay, yeah, I'd moved down to Cornwall by then. So, yeah, again, all that, because they were growing it, they were processing it. They had that wonderful ice cream. Do you remember the ice cream that they brought out? That really rocked the boat. Yeah. So, yeah, that was another one of these great hemp companies that came, saw, but unfortunately through the political climate, it certainly wasn't through business sense of what they were doing. Couldn't quite make it, which has always been very difficult. So you was part of them, and then obviously once they decided to shut up shop and move on to greener pastures, you decided to keep going.
We decided to start from their contacts. They'd come across a guy known in the cannabis world as Sam the Skunk Man, who I was introduced to, and we set up a company called Seedsman. When we originally just selling our own brand of seeds, most of which principally came from Sam the Skunk Man. So it was the original Skunk #1, original Haze, and various other strains, Swazi skunks, Hawaiian skunks, all just nice, simple crosses that had his excellent genetics in.
Fabulous. Because obviously, now I'm an outdoor grower. Mainly my passion is the agricultural side. So I know all about the compulties and the fins and the God knows what else, all these other amazing hemp seeds. But I'm not very well up on the genetics of the medical recreational side, even though I've travelled sort of quite extensively. And these genetics are becoming very important, aren't they, in the medical world?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You're now getting a lot more interest. Now that there's a lot more laboratories for testing, there's more of interest in other cannabinoids, not just the THC, CBD. They're looking at the CBN, CBG. And I think as the testing and breeding gets more and more professional, which with laboratory testing certainly helps, there'll be more and more interest. And as the research continues to work out, what exactly these wonderful cannabinoids do to help us.
Absolutely, yeah. The whole research side of it now is very, very exciting, and we're learning well beyond my capabilities. I mean, some of the things that they're writing about now, I've got no idea what they're writing about, but it certainly looks good.
Yeah.
It looks important. It looks good, and it's got some very big names after it. So, and everybody claps when they say certain things. So it must be good stuff that they're doing. But it's gone into that world of you really do need PhDs and university degrees to start understanding where they're at. But it's fantastic, because I don't know whether you know, Tom, I am a patient at a time. I had liver cancer, and I cured my liver cancer with the cannabis extract. So the last year or so I've been really quite interested in the different seeds and strains and varieties and what does what. And one of the things I liked about you was this promoting the CBD one. Because they are by the way, I'm for full plant extract. I believe anything less than the legality on full plant extract is a waste of time. But they certainly are finding out, as you say, that different compounds in the plant affect different problems. And they're certainly finding that the CBD one is very good for some of the problems, especially in the children bit. And not just because it doesn't get them stoned, it actually seems to be more affected as a plant medicine. So again, exciting times. But it's nice to see a seed company like yourself, because obviously you know that there's loads out there, isn't there? And they've
absolutely. I mean, we're not breeders ourselves, but we're constantly looking for breeders that are doing something a little bit different, doing something that's a little bit new. So I've been working with the guys at the CBD crew for some years. They also have other seed companies called Mr. Nice Seeds and Resin Seeds. When they started the CBD crew, we were very enthusiastic and very much put our name down as wanting to be involved in it. Because we knew that there were benefits to CBD. For a long time, breeders had been focusing on high THC strains, and we saw that as a slight limitation, really, to a lot of other breeders' work.
Yeah. Well, me coming from the patient side, if you like, one that interested me about your site is one you've approached the subject where a lot of the other sites hadn't, besides sort of Sensi Seed that have their own medical site. So that really interested me. And then when I found out you was English, that double interested me. And I think that's great because you're keeping up with the times, really, aren't you?
Sure, we try and forefront at all times, really. Sensi Seeds are good at following. There are a lot of other seed companies in the business that are just there to sell seeds. Here to be involved in a change around the world. And we want to be part of that rather than just selling seeds and making money.
For sure, absolutely. And it's very important because I was a founder of the Hemp Works charity UK, which I've left because I've got commercial interests. And obviously they promote medical cannabis. Being based in the UK, they can't actually give the medicine out. But they get a lot of interest in people asking them what they think is the best seed variety that they should be either taking or growing or be looking for. So it's a real treasure to come across a person like you that really knows what they're talking about. Fantastic. Thanks. So what made you get involved? Why did you go down the seed route and not maybe the ice cream route?
At the time, it was an opportunity that was put to me by somebody else, and I jumped at it. I always had a fascination with both hemp and cannabis. We looked at the legal side of it, and we found that it was within the law, in the grey area of the law. And so we decided to give it a go. So in 2002, we set up the company, and in 2003, we started trading under the brand name Seedsman and Seedsman.com, which continues to be our brand today, although we do things slightly differently. We have many, many brands on our website, many different strains and varieties. We've now got a blog up there, more of an informational side, and we're looking at several other projects to do online, some involved with seeds and some not, but all involved with the cannabis and hemp community internationally.
Fantastic. And again, I being part of Time for Hemp, I talk to a lot of people, obviously, and a lot of people in our country, the UK. I don't think they quite realise the scope of how international this movement is.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, we're obviously keeping a keen eye on what's happening in the States because it's all happening there. But there's also, Uruguay, Israel, Canada, where medical marijuana the laws are changing and they're opening up hugely, and several other countries actually as well.
You can't quote me on this, but we had some people on from Slovenia the other night, and we've actually found out that even though the Slovenian government hasn't quite announced it yet, that Slovenia is going to go legal. It's almost drafted. Yeah.
Sure.
This is getting very close to home. Slovenia is only 1,000 miles. It's not even 1,000 miles, is it, from us?
Well, you've also, you've got Spain. In Spain, there are associations where they produce and they smoke marijuana on a non-profit basis. There's, I think, 300 of those now in Catalonia and Barcelona itself, and a lot more around the country. And that just, shows it's right on our doorstep. It's, you can go there as a tourist and you can become a member of one of these clubs and you can smoke some of the best weed in Europe in them.
Yes, well, at the moment. Game's on, isn't it? Who has got the best weed? Who can grow the best weed? It's always going to be... I can't wait to see it when we actually get it at the Royal Flower Show at Chelsea. That can't be too far away. When we have the Cannabis Pavilion. Then we'll see who the best grower is. Once they get the Queen's Award, she will have to choose. Yeah. That's. Of course, it should be there. It is a wonderful flower. It's a beautiful plant, and it gives a lovely flower at the right time of the year. And it'd be lovely to see it there amongst all the other plants. I'm sure it will happen. They can't keep it out forever, couldn't they?
No, exactly.
So where do you pick your customer? How do people get to find you? How do you promote yourself?
People find us. We do a bit of advertising online, and then otherwise kind of search engine optimizer. But they come to our website, which is seedsman.com, and it's easy to find. If you put in cannabis seeds into Google, you should find it fairly easy. I'm afraid we're not at the top. It's a competitive market, but we're somewhere there. But very easy to remember. Seedsman.com is the URL.
Yeah, and we put up a link tonight when we put the bio out, so that's gone out to a lot of people. And as I say, it was funny, I was looking at the site just before we come on air, and a couple of friends of mine were also in different parts of the world looking at it, and we all came to the same conclusion at the same time, that it was a really nice, clean site to operate. It was all
sure, I mean, that's been one of the main things that we've focused on, is keeping it very nice and clean, and not to, into any kind of imagery that then gives preconceptions of who might be visiting the site or using buying the seeds. We're actually redesigning in the next couple of months, and it'll look even cleaner and even sprightlier. But the idea is to attract anyone who's interested in the subject matter in an informed and educated way.
Yeah, and again, it's a lot of the education now, isn't it? It's back to educating people.
I think it's always been about educating people. I think the fact that there's been a kind of prohibition campaign of just say no has lacked the information, whereas as we start changing and regulating things, as more information comes out, and that empowers people.
It certainly does, yeah. Again, now we know conclusively that it is medicine. The hemp side of the equation has been totally proven by companies like myself, Mother Hemp, and thousands of other companies around the world. They are just two of a tip of an iceberg. We know what it can do in the agricultural situation for our industries. So it's just a matter of time now. It's pointless waiting any longer for politicians to, I don't know what they think they're doing, but this plant
I think that they're probably scared by the media, by the Daily Mail. Most of them have smoked it, as we know, and a lot of the top ones have wanted to change the laws in previous parts of their careers. David Cameron and several others. As soon as to power, the fear of the media and the backlash will be in what might be considered pro-drugs terrifies them.
Yeah, but of course, on the other hand, with the medical side of it coming forward, it's really gaining a massive momentum now because it's saving people's lives.
Yes, I don't think anyone fully comprehends.
You can't really argue with that, a friend of mine, and I've said it as well. For a long time, I've been going around saying cannabis cured me, and a lot of people used to pull me up on that and say, you can't say that. I say, well, I can, because it did. I don't need science to prove it to me. It's nice we've got science. It's fantastic that all this research is being done.
There's a lot of work done on several universities onto cannabis and cancer. One of them is University of Madrid and Manuel Guzman, Guzman. He's well worth looking up to see what work he's done on cannabis and cancer. But it has been proven. It needs a huge amount more research, and there's funding that needs to be put into that research. It's crucial. I think, interestingly, last week in the UK there was I believe it's what's called a private members bill that Lord Saatchi tried to introduce to promote the ease up on laws to pass drugs used in curing or in helping people with cancer. And that's
funny, wasn't it? Because he almost said in that, he didn't quite mention the word cannabis, but it almost went right to it, didn't it? I don't know. Obviously, you must have read it for you to bring it up.
I saw it on Jeff Ditchfield's website, and I thought it looked very interesting. And what else is out there at the time? But I mean, if there's anything else like cannabis that can help, it should be. People should be able to decide, make their own decisions to change that, to take it if they're facing a life or death experience. We should have the right to choose.
Of course, healthcare is your choice. Your healthcare is your choice, and you should be given. When it comes to your healthcare, you should be given as many options as possible, and cannabis is definitely one of those options that should be on the table, because chemo is not the only kid in town, and chemo has actually got the worst success rate compared to some of the others. But once you weigh up all the facts, then it should be your choice as to what medicine you take.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah. 100%, and nobody can argue with that. You know that, Tom, because it's just telling the truth, isn't it? Yeah. And there's no politician anywhere in the world that can convince me otherwise that this plant is anything other than good. And I've been with it for 21 years. In 21 years, you would have thought I would have found something bad about it, wouldn't you? And I've been digging quite hard. Honestly, I haven't been blind and gone, I'll take no notice of that. Yeah.
There's not a huge amount apart from the effect of the laws that has controlled it, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take the break. We're late on the break. Sorry about that.
You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
THCF Medical Clinics are the premier physicians clinic in the United States. THCF has offices all across the United States from Hawaii to Michigan. THCF Medical Clinics has helped approximately 150,000 patients obtain their medical marijuana permits to legally possess, grow, and use medical marijuana. If you have chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, or any other neurological degenerative disease, or if you have any gastrointestinal disorders such as GERD, irritable bowel syndrome, or if you have AIDS, cancer, spastic disorders, seizure disorders, or glaucoma, call us at 1-800-723-0188 or visit us online at hemp.org. Again, the number is 1-800-723-0188 and the site is hemp.org.
In need of a ganja vacation? Blaze away.
Don't criticize it.
Hotbox Jamaica. Chill.
Legalize it, yeah.
Relax. And burn all day while watching the amazing ocean view. Listen to the birds. Bathe in the mineral waters of the Ganja River. Munch on tasty Jamaican Rasta food. Take a weed farm tour and hold a meditation. Book this amazing vacation for $420. Get the Sativa Special. 7 nights in Sativa dorms with Ganja meals and airport transfer. Check us out at hotboxjamaica.com. That's hotboxjamaica.com. Hotbox Jamaica, a higher meditation vacation.
Indigrow is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered in 1891 by Nikola Tesla, Indigrow lights deliver 11 years of electronic sunlight to your plants. Indigrow lamps require less than half the power of traditional HID lamps. Converting to Indigrow lights means you'll cut down on your power bill with less lighting. Indigrow lamps also use 5 times less mercury than traditional fluorescent or HID lamps, making Indigrow not only energy efficient but environmentally friendly as well. No more switching out lamps between vegetative and flowering stages. As nature intended, your lights get a steady dose of UV light. That makes your plants grow healthier and stronger. Indigrow products are manufactured in San Diego, California, and come with a written 10-year warranty. What Tesla knew, then growers know now, is that Indigrow lighting is the cost-effective addition to your victory garden. To learn more or order now, go to inda-grow.com. That's INDA-GRO.com. Or call 877-452-2244 to answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Indigrow really is your sunlight in a box.
Education and information. See what all the buzz is all about. It's time for hemp. It's time for hemp.
It's very good indeed. Even Prince Charlie has a high regard for weed.
Hello, we're back. It's time for Hemp. Hemp Works. And I've got Tom from Seminole. We're having a nice conversation this evening about seed and seed varieties and stuff. And is business good, Tom, without trying to pry too much out of you? Is it?
Business has its ups and downs. Things have been going well recently. We do have constant problems with banks that I think anywhere in the world that particularly like the cannabis industry and generally cause problems on a monthly or bi-monthly basis.
Yeah, that's an English. I want to get stuck into that at some point. I've heard this rumor going around our industry that the banks are not being very helpful at the moment. But, the charity I know, went with one particular bank. I can mention them. It's called Barclays, for no particular reason other than it's one of the people that run the charity already had an account there. And they opened up an account with them, and you have to wait 3 months to get your charity number. So I won't get too involved in the story. But anyway, we done all our paperwork in, waited the 3 months, and then Barclays basically said to us, "Oh no, we can't support you because you're a cannabis charity. You've got something to do with cannabis." So they just wasted 3 months of our time because now we have to find another bank and reapply to get our registration number, which is ludicrous. I mean, when did it become illegal to talk about it? Yeah. But yeah, it's just, and again, we know in Colorado they have trouble with the banks and banking the money that they're earning. It's just ludicrous, isn't it? They seem to be trying to hang on to this last bit of what they believe is the power over the plant. They've got to give it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you want to use this as a model for regulation and take the taxes efficiently, then money has to be taken by a credit card. Banks have to be on site.
I mean, I've looked at your site. You're a bona fide company, so therefore you keep books and you pay tax, and most probably
we pay very large VAT, corporation tax, PAYE, NI, all the taxes we're paying.
All the taxes, the same as any other business, and yet they give you extra grief.
Yes.
And as you know, right, running any business, especially in the UK, is more a labour of love than anything else. Yeah, it's not the easiest place in the world to run a business. Yeah? Any other bloody hurdles they put in the way, that other industries don't have to cope with. It's just really not fair at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the main problem for us has been the banking side of things. So, we do everything we can to get around that and look at them. We're pretty resourceful, but sometimes you come across a brick wall. But we certainly like to promote the use, I think, and as a lot of other cannabis companies, with Bitcoin, and we're about to hopefully start taking payment by Potcoin as well, virtual currencies that don't have these kind of ridiculous laws around restrictions is the word exactly.
It's a restriction. If you can pay your taxes with and as long as you're collecting that money legally, then there's no problem. And when did the banks ever decide what policies should be put in place about a law or an act? Who gave them the right? So who is it tomorrow? Is it going to be the coffee sellers or the cigarette sellers? Why do they allow money to be sold on cigarettes? It's always that same analogy, isn't it? Every time we can use that. Yeah. American tobaccos can bank their money, yet they're selling a dangerous drug. No question of it.
I think big business can do what it wants.
Exactly, big business. But cannabis industry is going to be big industry, isn't it? It's going to be big business. It will be small microcosm, but it's going to be a big industry. And they can't stop it now. It's rolling. They can't stop it. Too many people know. There's too many people like myself. There's too many people being held by it. And ecologically, because I know that you've been involved in hemp, because it's hemp that always tickles my boat, by the way, Tom. The medical side of it, I'm really glad that it saved my life, and I think it's fantastic what it does medically, but it actually bores me. I love agricultural hemp, and I love it for all the things it does, and all the building materials and fibres and fabrics and papers and oils, and the list goes on and on and on, doesn't it?
Of course,
as a planet people now, we need a new feedstock, and the only feedstock we got is cannabis hemp. So it's got to happen, and this trying to hold it back is the King Canute thing, isn't it? It's trying to hold. The tide has turned.
For sure. It's a matter of time. And obviously, in the States, there are still stories coming out of the DEA kind of cutting back and trying to fight back and trying to stop hemp seeds being distributed and sold when they're perfectly legal within their state. There are some ridiculous stories. It's progressing, and it'll continue to progress because people have realised that what has been going on previously doesn't work and is categorically wrong.
I need to jump in here for a minute. Your echo is so strong, Seed Man, that I'm going to disconnect you and reconnect you.
Okay.
So
I thank you, audience, for tolerating.
Thank you, audience. You have to tolerate the
Seed Man. Can you say hello?
Hello.
That echo is still there. Somebody's got a speaker up somewhere.
Nobody. Not me, though. I got no speakers. You got a speaker on, Tom?
No.
But that echo is there. I can't figure it out.
Can't figure it out. We'll have to learn to live with it then.
All right. And on the break, I'll call you on your telephone.
Yeah, it's that NSA again. Whenever they keep listening in, there's so many of them. They should just put it on those big speakerphone at the NSA. It's unfair when they all listen in at once. The system can't take it. DA, get your own radio station. Stop listening to ours. Yeah, the war is over. Yeah, bring back the gear. So, where are we, Tom? Come on, help me out. I've got lost now. Catch me with my flow.
Practices that prevent good business, banking, etc. But that's a pretty limited subject and rather boring one. Otherwise, going back to seeds, I guess, and genetics and hemp. At the moment, I think the hot stuff we get asked for regularly in huge amounts is more of the CBD stuff. I think a lot of attention coming through American media is on very high CBD to THC ratios. Obviously, a very famous strain called Charlotte's Web, which I've heard multiple stories about the origins of, whether it came from Hungary, whether it came from a strange place, or where it came from. I really don't know, but we have a lot of interest in that. We have people contacting us fairly regularly saying that they have children, either theirs, nephews or nieces, infantile seizures. You know, these are children that are seriously ill, having multiple fits a day. And CBD can help them. CBD with a little bit of THC can really help them, as has been proven with the Charlotte Figgy.
Yeah, absolutely. And certainly when it comes from a whole plant extract rather than the mix and match that comes from GWs, that's even been proven on paper. The Figgy one, the Charlotte's Web one, is certainly more effective as a whole plant extract, as a one plant extract, rather than the method that GW Pharmaceuticals use by extracting it from multiple plants and then putting it in basically a chemical cocktail shaker and shaking it up. Yeah. But there you go. And again, an awful lot of difference in price. I mean, the GW Pharmaceutical ones is over £570 per 5 grams. Not available at the National Health. And I believe the Charlotte Figgy one, I think they've been giving it away, basically. Yeah.
If you had the right strain that was the right balance, you can make that incredibly cheap. In fact, anyone could probably make it. It's a really easy thing to do.
Yeah. Are you allowed to say how they grow? Are they good growers, these CBD ones?
I actually haven't found that one. It's anyone who has something in the ratio of 20-1 CBD THC holds onto it very tight and generally doesn't share it. Also, there's a serious lack of testing facilities in Europe, so it's not easy to come by. And actually, we don't sell a variety like that. We have some that are unstable and may produce phenotypes that have that kind of ratio, but nothing stabilized at the moment. We are constantly looking, so if anyone knows of anything, you can get hold of me through our website, seedsman.com. Having said that, though, we are working with breeders and we're trying to encourage them to test their strains a bit more, either if they've got access to laboratories, or there's now a very good domestic testing kit. It's not completely infallible, but called Alpha Cat.
Are you stocking that, by the way? Will you be stocking that?
We stock that on a website called easytestkits.com, or you can go direct to them at alphacattests.com. They're good friends of ours, and we're really encouraged by what they're doing. They're also going off into growing operations where it's legal, and they're helping them increase the quality of the herb they're producing, which is
music to my ears.
Really good, important stuff. They're clever guys, the guys at Alpha Cat, and deserve a lot of respect.
Actually, somebody did. I had a friend of mine that was one of these, scientists, worked for the police, forensic scientist. And that's what he worked in, was drugs and telephones. But he left. And he actually, I remember now, he sent me a link to that site, but I couldn't make head and tail of it. I think he sent me the real techie side of the site rather than maybe the front page.
It's not necessarily the easiest thing. It's thin layer chromatography, and there are various steps in it. The kits are quite expensive. I think they range from between about 100 maybe and £250. And you can test various amounts of times with that. But it's certainly, if you're looking for something high in CBD or something a little bit different where testing comes into play, it's the only real thing on the market in certain countries where testing facilities aren't readily available.
Fantastic. And of course, when it goes legal, then we can have these facilities at the drop of a button because it's good business. A friend of mine recently, who's in Washington State, asked me how I got my oil tested, and he was horrified when I said that I didn't, because it just wasn't worth it for the small amounts that I make for myself. Yeah. And I was just saying that we don't need it. It took me a while for him to understand that we just don't have the facilities here, because for him, he can pop down the road and go to any one of a number of testing facilities and get small amounts tested. And that's what he does, because he's a professional grower.
I don't think there's anywhere in the UK you can do that at all. I think in Spain, Czech Republic, there are places springing up. I don't know if they use gas chromatography or thin layer chromatography. They're few and far between in Europe, and it's a real shame. I think
anybody listening, anybody with a science degree that wants a new career, that's a way forward. Because as growers and seed people and medicine makers, this is a facility that we're going to need very shortly when our government wakes up to the fact that this is medicine and we're not going away and we want it now. No more shenanigans. And of course, yeah, like everything else, you want it tested. If people are using it as medicine, we want to know what the ratios are. And we want to know that there ain't no alcohol in it. And we want to know that there ain't no butane in it. And we want to know that it ain't floor sweepings. It's medicine. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for recreational as well, it's interesting to have, like we're increasingly getting our foods labelled. I think it's a very interesting thing if cannabis is going to be regulated to label it properly from the start. And I think that's one of the interesting things about regulation, is giving people that information, letting them choose whether they want weaker varieties or stronger varieties, giving people the choice and educating them.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I would always have a couple grown in my garden. That's the way I am. But for if somebody come to me and I wanted to recommend one, then I'd make sure that he's recommended by one that had been tested by a reputable testing station.
Yeah,
because that's what you do, isn't it? It's a bit like I hate doing the alcohol tobacco thing, but occasionally we get bad alcohol get shipped in from various countries into England, and it's sold as cheap import vodka. And there's been times in the history of England where that stuff has been like ethanol. It's been sending blind people, because it hasn't been tested properly. Again, if you want to drink alcohol, at least if you buy one with a designer label on it, you've got some chances that actually that is what's in the bottle, if you want to go down that road. And it should be no different for cannabis. I look at it like the wine industry. I think it should take after the wine industry myself.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, it would facilitate that very well. The wine industry is already in place. Certain growers, certain vineyards, certain demographic areas grow certain different varieties. Small scale operations, large scale operations, and you're just going to find so many unique little growers up and down the country, around the world. Yeah, and then it can be labelled like that. East Sussex will have its East Sussex labelling as Champagne has from the Loire Valley, so there'll be, I think that's the way forward it's going to go, and two right too, get that label on it, find out where it came from, find out who grew it, find out who knows if it's that good, you want to get some more. Hey,
exactly. Yeah, I think you're right. Certainly, the wine industry is a very interesting model for cannabis regulation.
Yeah.
As you say, to little producers, to licensing of people selling it, to the labeling on the bottle, to the micro industry of it, and the origins of it. One thing about wine is the crucial is the origins, where it comes from, the history of it, and I think that's a really interesting way to market a product.
Yeah, and again, I don't know whether you use the plant for recreational or medical purposes. Each strain has its own taste and its own little, some of your body ones and some of your more buzzy ones. And so again, I equate it very much to, like a different wine from the Napa Valley would taste different from a white wine, even though it's the same grape from New Zealand and Australia and so forth and so on. I think it'd be fun, we'd be able to go connoisseurs.
That's the way.
Yeah. And you get phone calls from your local shop. I've just had a delivery of that golden cushion. Save me a case. Yes. Right, I think we need another break, actually. Where are we? Should we have another break, Casper? I'm all over the place today on breaks, not doing very well on breaks.
You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
If you are in the Portland, Oregon area and are an OMMP card holder, then come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market, Portland, Oregon's first and only weekly OMMP market, presented by the Alternative Wellness Center, located at 5241 Southeast 72nd Avenue, 2 blocks south of Foster Boulevard, close to public transportation, held every Sunday 10 a.m. till 7 p.m., connecting quality vendors with patients. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market also has a weekly raffle with products from every vendor. So come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market and have fun while connecting with quality vendors and getting great natural medicine. If you are a vendor and want a chance to connect with OMMP patients, you can check out their Facebook page at facebook.com/Alternative Wellness Center or call 971-888-4392. Be sure to register early because space is limited. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market.
In need of a ganja vacation? Blaze away.
Don't criticize it.
Hotbox Jamaica. Chill.
Legalize it, yeah.
Relax. And burn all day while watching the amazing ocean view. Listen to the birds. Bathe in the mineral waters of the Ganja River. Munch on tasty Jamaican Rasta food. Take a weed farm tour and hold a meditation. Book this amazing vacation for $420. Get the Sativa Special. 7 nights in Sativa dorms with ganja meals and airport transfer. Check us out at hotboxjamaica.com. That's hotboxjamaica.com. Hotbox Jamaica, a higher meditation vacation.
Indigrow is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered in 1891 by Nikola Tesla, Indigrow lights deliver 11 years of electronic sunlight to your plants. Indigrow lamps require less than half the power of traditional HID lamps. Converting to Indigrow lights means you'll cut down on your power bill with less lighting. Indigrow lamps also use 5 times less mercury than traditional fluorescent or HID lamps, making Indigrow not only energy efficient but environmentally friendly as well. No more switching out lamps between vegetative and flowering stages. As nature intended, your lights get a steady dose of UV light. That makes your plants grow healthier and stronger. Indigrow products are manufactured in San Diego, California, and come with a written 10-year warranty. What Tesla knew, then growers know now, is that Indigrow lighting is the cost-effective addition to your victory garden. To learn more or order now, go to inda-grow.com. That's INDA-GRO.com, or call 877-452-2244 to answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Indigrow really is your sunlight in a box.
Free? Did you say free? Free hemp? Free hemp? Free hemp video and audio? Free downloads of all the top artists, all the pot artists on planet Earth. Interviews with all the people making the movement, making the hemp movement. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp.
Even Prince Charlie has a high regard for weed. He recommends it to MS sufferers who are in desperate need. It's medicinal, it's pure, and it helps to ease the pain. And if you're feeling down, my friend, it'll pick you up again. Cannabis, cannabis will save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is a very useful weed. Cannabis, cannabis will save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is very good indeed.
Hello, we're back. Right, and also, guess what? It's that time of the month. It's rent time. So all you people sitting out there, I'm going to teach you how to save the planet today and most probably save somebody's life. What you do is you go to the front page of Time for Hemp, this fabulous radio station that you're listening to. On there, you'll see a donate button. Right, what you do is you press the donate button and you give it $2. Right, $1 has come from you, and your next time your dealer turns up, you charge him $1 as well. It's a new tax, okay? So all you do is you're going to give you a dollar discount or a pound discount on your next deal, and you're going to donate that to Time for Hemp today so that we can get on with getting this prohibition sorted out, saving the planet and saving people's lives. All right? So come on now, off you go. Press the donate button. Off you go. Do it. Go on. You know it makes you feel good. Right, that's that one over. How much we got? 50 cents? Oh dear. So Tom, how about you? Well, how do people find you? You got the website?
We've got the website, seedsman.com, www.seedsman.com. We've got a Facebook page, Seedsman Seeds. And yeah, that's it basically.
That's the two you got. Cool. So people can contact you on there, and go to your page and do a like, and go to his, as I say, go to the webpage, and if you're interested in his seed, there's some really nice stuff on there. Also, there's a little bit of clothing as well, isn't there?
We do a little bit of clothing, some
bit of
branded
Sativa,
clothing.
Alfie from Sativa, he's my friend, I love him.
Yeah. We sell a lot of some of their stuff. We sell some of the greenhouse clothing, some of the branded stuff from the seed banks we sell, and a bit of others. And we'd like to sell more, but it doesn't go. People will come to our site for seeds predominantly.
Yeah, it's a shame with that bit. They've got to start supporting the hemp industry too, haven't they? Smoke it, wear it, grow it, do everything with it. Yeah.
We also have Hemp T-shirts from a company called the Hemp Clothing Company, THTC.
Gavin, THTC, yeah, he's another old. He's been going forever, Gavin.
He's a hard-working young man and knows what he's doing.
He must have started when he was a baby, because he's still not that old.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Him and his brother started in the cot.
Yeah.
Hard
work, guys. And
again, but great T-shirts. Fabulous design. And Gavin's done an awful lot of work for promoting hemp and all the right reasons behind it. Well done, Gav, for listening. And I'm going to give a shout out to the Hemp Works charity UK.org. We need some donations because we've got to go to Veg Fest in a couple of days' time. So we need our fare to Veg Fest, please. So if anybody's feeling they can spare a dime, buddy, give to charity. Give to the Hemp Works charity. Yeah, that'd be nice. What else? Any personal shout outs, Tom? Anybody?
Well, I'd like to give a big shout out to all the breeders we work with around Europe and the world. We sell their seeds because we love their products and we think they're the best breeders around, basically. There's too many names to name and I can't remember them all.
There's so many of them now, isn't there? And most of them are all doing a fantastic job. I tell you the one I like that you got up there. Is it the Strain Hunters?
Yes.
Strain Hunters. Aaron.
Strain Hunters, exactly. From the greenhouse.
Yeah, I like them guys. Getting in that old landy, chucking off down the hills. Yeah, finding out where it's all going.
They've had some good fun. I think interesting doing that. They're also started a couple of I don't know if they're advertised, a couple of associations in Spain, from what I'm hearing. So they've got a couple more kind of coffee shop places in Spain. Definitely worth checking out if you can find out where they are.
I will do indeed. So, all right, then I'll tell you where. Here's the question. So, where would you like to be in 12 months from now? Where would you like to see you and your business?
I would like to have first of all, a bank that is stable and knows what I sell and is happy with what I sell. And that's all I need to change, really. I obviously would like to see the law starting to change and to be a part of that, really.
Well, that ain't a big business, is it? You want a decent bank. So do we all, by the way. If anybody knows of an honest bank, tell us, because I think there's a lot of people looking for one of them. And as for the legalisation, well, in my book, it's already legal. It's just the politicians haven't caught up, bless them. But I think people are working on them now.
Yeah,
I think they're starting to realise that they can't bury their head in the sand for much longer on this problem, because it ain't going to go away. And they're not just dealing with the Smoky Joes and the stoners anymore. They're dealing with ecological problems. They need sustainability. They need to be accountable. And we need the medicine, because the medicine that's on the table at the moment, it doesn't work. Yeah. And there's too many people dying from that medicine, and we want to change. Yeah. And the word is out. Cannabis is one of the great cures. There is others, especially for cancer. If you've got it, don't think the chemo is the only kid on the block. They will frighten the life out of you with the white coats and the dockets and the stories. Yeah. Get on the internet, get on that Google, and find out some of the other stuff out there and make a proper decision about your healthcare. Yeah? And don't worry about the law, whether it's illegal or not. It's got nothing to do with anything anymore. Yeah? You have the right to your own health, and you have the right to cure yourself with non-invasive, plants. Yeah, you have the right to herbs. That's a fundamental right. So, how are we doing, Tom? What do we come? Help me out here. Your turn.
I'd just like to say thank you guys for all the amazing work you do. I think having this program is a very important thing. Having the Hemp Works charity based in the UK, I know that there's more charities and there's a growing voice for putting into law the fact that people should be able to use cannabis for medicinal purposes. Like in the States, cannabis is not recognized as a medically beneficial plant yet. That really
unless your name is GW Pharmaceuticals, and then it is a medicine. They can grow it. You can't.
I to start donating and to start putting their voice behind that, because it has to change soon.
It has to change soon, and I bet GW Pharmaceuticals don't have a problem with the bank, seeing as their stock shares just went up to $110 today. I bet their bank is going, yes, we love you, GW Pharmaceuticals. Send us more of your millions. So, that's just the injustice, isn't it? It's one law for them, one law for us. And that doesn't work. Exactly. It's either all illegal or it's all legal. You can't have one in the middle and one on the outside. That don't work. That don't work for nobody. Yeah. And that's just causing confusion, isn't it? Yeah. Again, how can the bank take money from GW and not take it from you? They say, all right, they don't sell seed, they sell a full extract. You just sell seed. Well, as Finn pointed out, he's feeding the birds with the seed, and even the Home Office had to admit that's not a crime.
Absolutely. It's time for a change.
Time for a change, definitely. Time for a positive change, and part of that positive change is going to be the restoration and replanting of cannabis hemp everywhere, just like George Washington told us to do. So what's your plans? Have you got any shows coming up? Do you go out to shows?
We are looking at shows. We're just working out at the moment what we're going to do. We've got a few other projects on. We're trying at the moment to build a large business, what do we call it, a reference site. So it's going to have, at the moment we've got a database of 20,000 hemp and cannabis businesses, organisations, etc. around the globe, which we're growing on. It's going to be a networking site, and then also, find local businesses around you. So if you're looking for a hemp company, looking for a lawyer to help you with a cannabis problem, you'll be able to find it on our new website when it's finally launched.
Brilliant. We need to talk off air then, Tom, because I can help add to some of that, and maybe I've got a couple of ideas that you might like to run with. So we'll have a chat about. Yeah, and it's really nice to meet you.
And cannabisbusiness.com, and is coming fairly soon.
Yeah, Cannabis. That used to be one of the trade fairs in Germany. I went to one of those.
That used to be a German trade show. Yeah, we
did. The Cannabis. That was my very first hemp and cannabis trade show. What an eye opener that was! God. I just couldn't believe it. Surrounded by the stuff upstairs and downstairs, and everybody, all they talked about was hemp or cannabis. I was in heaven for 3 days. Right, we're going to wrap it up there, Tom. That's excellent. Really nice to meet you. Yeah,
thank you very much.
I'll give you a call tomorrow or something, and as I say, I've got a couple of ideas, and you've got a couple of ideas, and we'll pool our ideas and see what we come up with. So I wish everybody an absolutely brilliant night, and a big shout going out to Little Landon. Day 2 of Chemo 3. Yeah, we'll be counting them days for many a day now. I'm so stoked with that news. That little boy ain't having to have chemo no more. It's fantastic. I'm going to daydream over it. Brilliant. We've got a lot of work to do. Prohibition has not ended. There's still more stupid politicians out there, including loads of them in the UK. But anyway, we get on with it. We keep doing what we do because we've got nothing better to do, have we? So I wish you all good night. Thank you all for your participation. Good night, Tom.
Good night. Thanks very much.